Sometimes you don't have to hit it hard to find your way down to first base. That one hitting inside the batting box, and some pretty good wheels there by Daniel to leg that one out. So now for the first time, a runner in scoring position for KK Humphreys. And Malin delivers a strike. Heather Tarr says that Malin will work both sides of the plate. She's got a good drop, curve, really good stuff, and she throws hard, 66 to 68, and she will hold it there. Does not tire like some. No, that one ripped. This is going to score a run, and it gets by the right fielder, Maddie Husky. 1 run in for the Ducks. 2 runs are aboard, or excuse me, will score, and it's a triple. KK Humphreys plating 2 on the RBI triple here in the first for the Ducks. Maddie Husky diving for that one, gets underneath her glove all the way to the wall, and then you knew it was going to be a scoring opportunity in a big-time way for Oregon. That's a laser off the bat. Enough pop, it gets all the way to the wall. And that's a stand-up triple if she would have chose to for KK Humphreys. And nothing will ease your nerves more than taking a 2-run lead in the first inning if you're Oregon. So it was 2 up, 2 down. Back-to-back singles and then a triple for the Ducks. And now Ariel Carson holds off on the rise ball. It's 1-1. Ruby Malin has only given up runs in 1 appearance. 2 earned runs this entire season. 9-0 with a .45 ERA. So those 2 runs across, doubling the amount of runs that she's given up all season. And she takes the count 1-2 to Carlson. A senior out of Eugene, Oregon. Marist High School. Had a career high 15 home runs last season. She's got some pop. Takes a big hack at that one, and it's strikeout number 1 for Malin. But not before damage is done. The Oregon Ducks getting 3 hits and 2 runs here in the first inning. Welcome back to Seattle. The Oregon Ducks getting on the board in the top of the first. They had 2 outs, 2 up, 2 down before rallying for 3 hits in a row against the freshman pitcher Ruby Malin. Hit to left field, and then an infield single that got beat out, and then it was KK Humphreys with the big clutch hit, delivering the 2 RBI triple to right field underneath the glove of the right fielder Maddie Husky. In the Husky batting order, left fielder Sammy Reynolds, followed by last year's Pac-12 Player of the Year Bailey Klingler. Madison Husky, the right fielder, with 7 home runs this season. The cleanup hitter Kinsey Fiedler, and then Olivia Johnson, they call her Ojo. Kelly Lynch, one of the great pitchers for the staff as well. Jadlyn Alchin, Riley Holtorf, and Sydney Stewart. Sammy Reynolds can do it all. That time looked like she was looking to slap, but she's got home run power. And the pitcher in the circle for the Ducks, Stevie Hansen, the 5'6" sophomore. 11-2 this season with an ERA of just 1.49. And her coach, Melissa Lombardi, talking about last year there were injuries and she got thrown into the fire and had to figure it out, and she did some great things. So she comes in with experience. And after last season, knew there were things that she was really good at and things that she needed to improve, and that she worked really hard at perfecting her ability, and she's got more help now as a staff. They're healthy. And Reynolds takes a look at strike one, 2-1 count. But for Hansen, that she's going to be more fresh because of the staff. Sammy Reynolds, fifth-year senior. What a star she has been for the Washington Huskies. One of those outfielders in the Pac-12 Conference, the comebacker. Hansen doesn't even have to move. Right to her, and it is one away.
Batting second, the third baseman, number 8, Bailey.
So now one of, you can see Hansen, then you have to move her feet, just stuck her glove out there. Easy as you please, but this is one you want to watch. Bailey Klingler is must-see TV. And that pitch low and outside. Bailey Klingler. You can see everybody always tries to be careful with Klingler, but she is a bad ball hitter. If it is anywhere in the vicinity, she can go yard. Phenomenal season last year. That one outside, not close, 2-0. Has struck out just one time this season in 71 at-bats. A fifth-year senior out of Houston, Texas. Played her freshman year at Texas A&M, but now 4 years here wearing the purple and gold. That one low, ball 3. Nothing close yet for Klingler. And now it's 3-0. She'll probably take a look at this one no matter what. But much respect for everyone for a player last year that finished as one of the top 3 hitters in the nation. And that one touching the inside. So Klingler resets. 3-1 count. We'll see what Hansen wants to do here. Oh, that one laced foul, so Hansen going at her. Klingler early. So 3-2 full count here for Bailey Klingler. Hitting .425 with 4 home runs this year. Took part in some of the outings for USA softball last summer. One of the most revered hitters in college softball. That one well out for ball 4, so she draws the walk. Crowd gives a polite applause, although they'd love to be see her get a piece of one here in Husky Stadium. But you don't want to give her anything meaty because she is so dangerous. So for Klingler, that's her 9th walk of the season. As I mentioned, she's only struck out 1 time all year. So now, Huskies leading home run hitter, Maddie Husky, the 5th-year senior from Cerritos, California. 7 bombs already this season. That one outside for ball 1. So Tara McGowan, the redshirt senior catcher, coming down to have a word with Hansen. And the approach. Maddie Husky. First team all Pac-12 honors a year ago. Started all 55 games for the Huskies last season. Hit .309, 15 home runs, 9 doubles, 3 triples. Good backup in that lineup to Klingler. And Hansen gets her looking at strike 1. And she drills this one. See you later. That is a bomb off the bat of Maddie Husky. My word, her 8th home run of the season, a no-doubter into the night sky here in Seattle. And we are tied up here in the 1st inning. That was crushed. Hansen left that one over the middle of the plate and up enough, and Husky knew that one as soon as she drilled it. That might be in the lake right now for Maddie Husky, and she is fired up, a fifth-year senior, getting a pat on the helmet after tying this ball game up. So McGowan out to reset. Stevie Hansen. Hansen has won 11 games in a row. She has been absolutely locked in. Her ERA at 1.49. So it's been a while since she's given up a bomb in the first inning. I have to check the box. I don't think she's given up a first inning home run all season. Gave up only 2 home runs all season before that one. Both these lineups can hit for both Oregon and Washington. And now Kinsey Fiedler, who is one of the best athletes in this conference. So versatile, the sophomore. Has already hit in 5 different spots in the lineup for Heather Tarr and has played 4 different positions in the field, including a start at catcher this year. I said, what is Kinsey Fiedler doing catching to Heather Tarr? And she said, you know, she said that she's really good and we don't have a third catcher on the roster and she needed a little time in case we have injuries or any other issues. It's like she is more than capable. Just a stellar 5-tool athlete. And took a hack at that one, and Hansen got her on that pitch. A 2-0 count, and Fiedler was looking to go yard with that hack. Fiedler, a 5'7" sophomore out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. And then she squares to bunt. Nice pitch by Hansen. That one low and outside. So 2-2. Fiedler, named the Pac-12 All-Freshman team last season, had 11 home runs, 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 10 stolen bases. This one just foul. Outside, and the count is full. Fiedler hitting in the lineup spot here today. Protection for Maddie Husky. Nice pitch. Got Fiedler looking. Hansen with her first strikeout of the game to the cleanup hitter, Fiedler. A little shout to get that cleanup hitter, big out. And now the powerful Olivia Johnson steps in to the box for the Huskies. Spends time behind the plate, as well as in that designated player spot. Today she's playing DP, a sophomore. All the way from Pearland, Texas. Hitting the inside corner is Hansen. Hitting her spots here recently. Got Fiedler looking for her first K, and now hitting the edge to Olivia Johnson, who they call Ojo here. Johnson with 1 home run so far this season. Oh, that one is lifted, and that is gone. The second home run Johnson got that one. Her second home run. The only question if it was going to stay fair, and it was. And she gets to say goodbye to home run number 2 of the season. And the Huskies take a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the first. So fireworks here in the first Pac-12 game of the season, and that was a no-doubter. Off the bat, she lifted that one. Heather Tarr saying of Olivia Johnson, she's got that power sometimes where you're just like, whoa. That one out of the zone to Kelly Lynch. Great two-way player for the Huskies. A senior out of Noonan, Georgia. Hitting .375 this year, has had more and more at-bats as the year has gone on, but has been stellar in the circle. Really pitching well for the Huskies. Career best 1.11 ERA in the circle and had a no-hitter earlier. She has been dialed in, healthy after last year kind of in recovery of surgery to her finger. Wasn't fully healthy, now she is and ready to go. And that one ripped, and that is fair. This is going to be 2 for Kelly Lynch. Stand-up double. That one just over the third base bag. All right, so this is going to be the first time we go to review. A video review, brand new to college softball this year. Or is it? Coaches have 30 seconds, or about that. It's not an official timer, but looks like Heather Tarr will not go to the review box, so take that off the board. It'll be 0-1 to Lynch. That ball ruled foul after all. Lynch puts this one in play, and she is gunned out. Nice job at shortstop there for the Ducks by Paige Sinicki. There's shortstop firing across from Maddie Husky, a 2-run shot, and then Olivia Johnson with the solo shot. So both teams going through their 6-hitter in the order, so we will be 7, 8, 9 here for the Ducks. Taya Bird, the 5'9" junior. So the Huskies already with the defensive change, Silent Rain Espinoza over at first base. So you hope Kelly Lynch is okay. She took off with that double that got taken off the board. Looked to be ruled fair and then foul, and so she had to return and then had to try to beat out a ground ball to shortstop. And she has been pulled, and Silent Rain Espinoza is down there at first base. So hopefully Kelly Lynch is okay, but obviously concerned, and that's a K, the second of the game for Malin. She gets Bird looking. And that is back-to-back strikeouts for the freshman. That one is a tough pitch to handle, down right at the knees. And that one popping the mitt for Malin. And the old adage about starting pitchers is you want to get to them early, because once they settle in, it can be tough. And Morgan certainly had some success in the first inning with 3 hits against the freshman, and now Kyla Morris, the center fielder, showing bunt and pulls back. Looks like she flicked her wrist. And that is strike 2. Kyla Morris, the fifth-year senior out of Claremont, California. Started her career at Duke. And now with 2 strikes, she's gonna pull this one back, you better believe. And puts it in play, but driven foul, or excuse me, puts it in play, but driven foul. But staying alive is Morris. So Ruby Malin working with an 0-2 count here in the 8-hitter in the Oregon lineup. Goes right at her for strike 3. They'll throw it down just to make sure. And Espinoza stepping on the bag, but that is the 3rd straight strikeout for Ruby Malin. And that one low, tough pitch to do anything with, and Morris swings right over the top. Kind of a half swing for Morris. And so the 9-hitter now up for the Ducks. Paige Sinicki, the shortstop, had a nice defensive play to end the first inning. Gunning over to get Kelly Lynch. Paige Sinicki. 5'3", sophomore out of Henderson, Nevada. And Malin gets ahead of Sinicki. Ruby Malin named Pac-12 Freshman of the Week a couple of weeks ago. In her first ever start, she threw a complete game shutout versus Liberty. This one put in play. Tricky hop, fielder has it, but not in time. So Sinicki able to leg out an infield single. And the Huskies had 2 outs, bases empty in the first inning before Oregon rallied for 3 hits in a row. And plated 2. And now with 2 out, top of the order, handed Delgado into the box. And that is strike 1 from Malin. Delgado in the first. Hit a sharp comebacker right at Malin, but she handled that easily. And fouls that one down the third base line for strike number 2. And taking a look at that wristband. That pitch up in the zone for ball 1. That 0-2 pitch, you just want to change the eyes for the hitter. And absolutely nothing that they can do anything with at 0-2. And Malin in control in the count now. Runner goes, and she's in there safely. Somehow, acrobatically, Sinicki keeping her hand on the edge of that bag. The catcher today, also a freshman. It's a all-freshman battery, Sydney Stewart. 6'1" freshman catcher out of San Jose and St. Francis High School. This is her 11th game behind the dish starting for the Huskies. And the stolen base puts Sinicki in scoring position. Delgado fouls that one back. Delgado, one of the most dangerous hitters for the Oregon Ducks in that leadoff spot. Came in hitting .308. Once again, fouling the Malin offering back. Count remains 2-2. Malin sets 2-2 count. This one fouled away again, this time on the first base side. First time that Delgado has pulled one foul. So the 8th pitch of this at bat coming up next. He is making Malin work, both physically and mentally, as Malin's had to go down to that wristband. See what's coming up next. This time touching the rosin bag. Still got a margin for error at 2-2. And she gets the K. Malin, her 4th strikeout of the evening, and we're through 2 innings. The Ducks don't get a run across. They leave one stranded. Huskies some offense early in this one, as the Ducks get 2 in the first. Huskies counter with 3 in their portion of the first inning. But Ruby Malin starting to get dialed in. She has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters, including the leadoff hitter, Hannah Delgado, to end the inning with a runner in scoring position. So now the Huskies, 7-8-9 coming up. Jadlyn Alchin, the center fielder today for the Huskies. Puts it in play on the first pitch, and nice play thrown across the diamond from Taya Bird, the third baseman. This Oregon Duck defense, one of the best in the Pac-12 a year ago. And they've already turned 8 double plays this season. That is the most in the Pac-12. So Stevie Hansen knows balls put in play in the dirt are most of the time going to lead to good things. Riley Holtorf, the shortstop, her first at-bat, the 8 hitter in the lineup for Washington, and she lifts this one. This is deep, and it is gone. Riley Holtorf on the first pitch goes yard. That's her first home run of the season for the sophomore shortstop, and the crowd on their feet. That one was dead center field for Holtorf. She had 4 doubles and 2 triples coming into this game, but that one lifted high into the air and lands out there in dead center field. The 3rd home run of the game for the Huskies, and we haven't even been all the way through the order yet. And this is a cold evening. We're in the 40s here. It's not exactly the warm summer weather where the ball is flying. These are legit bombs off the bat of the Huskies. So Sydney Stewart, the freshman, earning time behind the dish out of San Jose, California, steps up for her first at-bat here at Husky Softball Stadium. A good-looking athlete at 6'1", hitting .409 in her at-bats. How about an all-freshman battery for Heather Tarr here in their Pac-12 season opener. Stewart pops that one up, but it trickles foul, so she stays alive with a 2-2 count. One away here in the bottom of the second. Stewart's high school team, St. Francis, went 26-0 and won the Central Coast section title last year. She hit .559 with 12 bombs. One low, and the count is full. So with one away, and the dangerous Sammy Reynolds due up next. You know, Stevie Hansen wants to find a way to chop down Sydney Stewart, the freshman 9-hitter. Hansen has been so dialed in this season. Threw a no-hitter back on February 17th versus Utah Valley, 9 Ks, just 1 walk. Third team all Pac-12 last year as a freshman. Led the Ducks with 13 wins. But loses Stewart on a ball away. First walk given up for either team, and you don't want to walk the 9-hitter because now it's Sammy Reynolds coming up to the dish with one away. Sammy Reynolds came into today one of 3 hitters for Washington with an average at 400 or better. She hit a comebacker. And Stevie Hansen and McGowan talking through now with just one away and one on. First ever at bat, count full, earning a walk. Sure Sydney is gonna like that. We might have a pitching change. Long extended break, and it looks like that is what we are going to see. As Coach Lombardi for the Ducks. Coming out with a move to the bullpen. So we will, with a 2.92 ERA, a junior righty out of Shasta Lake, California, and Central Valley High School. Facing Sammy Reynolds, and a liner right to the left fielder. Good swing, but Hannah Delgado there, right spot. And as a pitcher, that is a huge sigh of relief. You got the dangerous Reynolds up there and a good hack. Breedlove says, thank you very much. Because due up at the dish, one of the best hitters in the nation, Bailey Klingler, walked in her first at-bat and takes a look at strike one. Klingler hitting .425 this season, and she can go yard anytime. That one low. Sid Stewart, the catcher, working a walk, and is at first with 2 down. Stewart, no stolen base attempts yet this season. Klingler on the outside edge, fouls back, strike 2. Her season last year, one of the best that I had seen in quite some time. Won the Triple Crown, was named first team All-American. And she puts that one in between the 5-6 hole for her first hit of the game. So nice job with 2 strikes. And she can flip her wrists. and send it out there. That's exactly what she did.
Right fielder number 9, Madison Husky.
So now Maddie Husky comes up with 2 runners aboard, and this is what she did in the first. Oh my goodness, that was gone. Soon as you heard it off the bat, you knew that one was going yard. And that tied the game up. A 2 RBI home run for Maddie Husky, her 8th home run of the season. She leads this lineup, nobody else with more than 4. It's 0-1 with 2 outs. Stings that one, but to the right of the bag. With 2 outs, Sid Stewart was on her horse. And it stayed fair. That would have been a run for sure. But now 0-2 count to the dangerous Maddie Husky. Breedlove puts that one in the dirt and it gets by McCowan, and so both runners advance. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away. So Reagan Breedlove taking a look into the dugout to see what the sign is. Big moment here in this one as the Ducks already trail. That one low, ball 2. Coach Lombardi said Reagan's a power pitcher with a heavy ball, hard drop ball. And that went into the dirt as well, but Sid Stewart takes a look as McCowan covered that one up. Nice job by McCowan making sure that one didn't get completely by her, because it gets by her and that's a run. Huskies tacking on to that 3-2 lead with a solo home run off the bat of Riley Holtorf. The second batter of the bottom of the second. And now a scoring opportunity again. 2 runners in scoring position, full count. This one put in play up the middle. And this will be the 4-3. And the 3rd out of the inning
In the Huskies, half of the second.
for the ump. So apologies there to Valerie. You can tell with all that gear on though, who's underneath all that. But as it is the top of the 3rd. And Ruby Malin, the outstanding freshman, in the circle for the Dogs. She really has been dialed in. Has 4 strikeouts in the last 5 batters. This one, will it get through? Yes, it does. Seeing-eye single right up the middle of the defense. On the first offering, Tara McGowan, the aforementioned, moving from catcher to DP. She gets the single. And the leadoff hitter aboard in the top of the 3rd. McGowan, the 2-hitter, and now arguably the most versatile best hitter for the Ducks, Allie Bunker up there in the 3 spot. So, chance for Oregon to get some back here. Takes the low pitch, great stick from Klingler across the diamond. Gold glove stuff right there from Klingler on the backhand. And then firing a strike. She is just so fun to watch.
The catcher number 99, Valerie Moore.
Played a lot of shortstop last year, did Klingler. While Riley Holtorf and Kinsey Fiedler, the 2 true freshmen, kind of got their feet underneath them here in Pac-12 play. And moving over to, I think, her best spot at 3rd base. And Riley Holtorf has done an excellent job defensively at shortstop this season, now in her 2nd year. Heather Tarr has always put a big emphasis on pitching and defense, and Certainly the amount of reps and the emphasis on the little details are very important. Takes a little bit of while to really truly be 100% comfortable. And certainly I think now with Fiedler, the sophomore at second, Holtorf, the sophomore at shortstop, and then the fifth-year senior Klingler over at third. And a really good defensive infield, and Ruby Malin can handle her position as well. And swinging through that one is Valerie Wong. Off the bench in place of Daniel. So Wong behind the dish. McGowan now the DP, so. And she faces the 0-2 count. Runner in scoring position. Timed that one up, just underneath that one. Misses. So a 1-2 count. So one away, 1-2 count. And again, timing that one well, but underneath, straight back. Ooh, way early on that one, but stung that one pretty good as she drove that one foul. Long coming in hot to this game, went 3 for 4 with a double versus San Jose State. Hit a career high 10 home runs last season. She's got power potential. Sends that one right to Holtorf. Gobbles that one up for out number 2, runner advancing to third. So 2 away, and a runner in scoring position. Is the 5-hitter KK Humphreys. First baseman with a 2 RBI triple. Drilled it to right field, stung it. Got by Madison Husky in a hurry and all the way to the wall. And that one in there for strike 1. You think about everything that Ruby Malin is absorbing here in her first Pac-12 game. A true freshman out of Omaha, Nebraska. Facing one of the best lineups that she's ever seen. As Humphreys takes a hack, fouls it off for strike 2. 0-2 with 2 outs. Ruby Malin wearing number 66, kind of a maybe rare number out there on the softball diamond. It's for her dad and for her grandpa, Wayne Malin. Both of them played at Nebraska, but her grandpa, a 2-time All-American football player at Nebraska and in the College Football Hall of Fame, and says that is her hero. And trails outside, but both her grandpa and her dad wearing number 66 for the Huskers. She said, I never got to meet my grandpa, but I want to be just like him. I've heard countless stories about his work ethic, his competitive edge. And she's certainly on her way, making her start here. First start at the home softball field, and she gets another strikeout to end the inning. Sophomore struck out looking in the first inning, hitting .339, 4 home runs. She's got power and speed. And a sophomore from East Summit, Missouri, takes a look at ball one. So Fiedler with that open stance. Sends that one foul. So Reagan Breedlove into the circle in place of Stevie Hansen. Remember, Hansen can re-enter. Breedlove taking the middle innings here, the junior righty out of Shasta Lake. Fiedler stings that one, but Bunker there knocks it down, but then flipping it over to first over the head of KK Humphreys. So a lot of second basemen could not get to that ball originally. But she did, knocked it down, got there, and if she would have delivered that flip on time, she could have gotten the speedy Fiedler. I think this will be a throwing error against Bunker, but they gave it a base hit. They gave it a base hit. And I don't disagree with that. I think that that's a tough play by Bunker to just get to that ball, and then the flip is what got her, but I don't know the timing of this. Look at that, just a laser. Great job by Bunker to knock that one down, and then perhaps, and there you see the safety bag. Thank goodness, that could have been a collision. Ojo with a little slow tapper. Fiedler at second, runner advances in the first out of the inning, off the bat of Olivia Johnson. But that safety bag that the coaches seem to really like coming into play on that last one, as the flip from Bunker took KK Humphreys into foul territory, and Kenzie Fiedler was able to avoid drilling KK because of that new safety bag. First year in college softball, with a bag in fair territory and a bag in foul territory, and both count. So back into the lineup is Kelly Lynch, and this is good. She started at first base, had an at-bat. Thought she had drilled a double down the line just over the third base bag. The third base umpire, I thought he said that it was fair. Home plate umpire saying foul, so Kelly Lynch was at second, came back, and then put the ball in play again and tried to beat out an infield single, and then was pulled from the game. So very nice that Kelly Lynch is back in the lineup. As you take a look at that safety bag. But so I was talking about from Ojo putting this one in play. And there's that safety bag for the runner. Can touch either one. Yeah, just a way for player safety to avoid those collisions. These big, strong, tough athletes in full speed. And really, the only reason some teams, everybody really on board with this, but due to COVID and some of the COVID issues in shipping and goods, many of the teams could not get the safety bag in time to practice with it. And even though in international play, you have a safety bag. And in summer ball, as Breedlove gets Lynch on case. Nice job by Breedlove there, going up to shut down Lynch. With summer ball, they use that safety bag, so players are used to it, but just a matter of being reacquainted with that bag and be able to practice with it. So some of the teams in the Pac-12 conference have chosen not to use the safety bag. The Washington Huskies, one of them that was able to get that bag, and of course with Heather Tarr, the head coach of the U.S. national team, she probably had access to one that she could get. And plus, she's obviously been coaching to that safety bag in her time as the head coach of the national team. So Jadlyn Allchin up at the dish, the 7-hitter for the Huskies. Two away here, an 0-2 count to Allchin, the senior from Huntington Beach. That one down. Kinsey Fiedler out there with a pretty big lead. Valerie Wong pumping a couple of times after receiving those pitches, and Fiedler just staring at her. The gamesmanship. With Fiedler's speed, if you're going to try to backpick Kinsey Fiedler when she's at second, she's got the wheels to just go and get into third. And she gets her swinging. Breedlove with 2 Ks in the inning. UCLA at 3rd in the RPI. Oregon at 13, Washington at 14. Cal at 26. So the RPI for the Pac-12 conference, very successful. Utah, great start for the Utes. They're 16-4. They're number 37 in the RPI. And Arizona, 15-6, number 44 in the RPI, but in the top 25 of the rankings. So Ruby Malin really settled in here today. Had 2 outs, 2 up, 2 down to start her outing here today. Gave up 3 hits in a row, including an RBI, 2 RBI triple to KK Humphreys. But since then, she has struck out 5 batters. And she is 0-2 to Ariel Carlson. And low. Carlson, the senior out of Eugene, Oregon, the hometown kid. And there is High School, right on the Willamette River. Getting a piece of that one to stay alive here, 1-2. Ruby Malin, the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Nebraska. Heather Tarr said she's really proud about the fact that she can recruit nationally with the Washington softball brand. Malin getting her 6th strikeout of the game. Gets Carlson with a weak attempt at that one, fooled her. And she is in a groove. She tried to hold back and couldn't. And so Carlson, what a pitch. Dropping that one in on the outside edge. That was nasty. And Taya Bird, the 3rd baseman, the junior from Cloverdale, California, trying to get something started here in the 4th for the Ducks. This broadcast brought to you by Clean Simple Eats and the proud sponsors of Pac-12 softball. a 7-hitter in the Oregon lineup. Big hack swings through the Malin offering. Bird last year. Big moment for her, hit a grand slam in the first inning of game number 2 down in Eugene versus the Huskies. Gave Oregon a 6-2 lead, and they looked in command of that one. Down at the Jane, but Huskies came roaring back. Her first career grand slam last year. And that 6-2 lead was erased, though, because Brooke Nelson, who for the most part is a pitcher for the Huskies, but came in, had a grand slam of her own in this rivalry series. So just a back and forth affair in that one. The other 2 games, Gabby Plain was in the circle and was stellar. Got 2 shutouts in 2 of the 3 games down at Oregon. Huskies have won 10 of the last 11 versus the Ducks, and 4 in a row. But everything is different without Gabby Plain, that is for sure. 5th-year All-American last year. The Australian moving on as that one fell back right into the face mask of Sydney Stewart. Big smile on her face, the freshman. Trying to shake that one off. Watch this. Oh, that'll stun you a little bit. Heather Dar. Hi, freshie. How you doing? Just checking on her catcher. That is, you can just see the size of Sid Stewart as she gives the thumbs up. Better be tough to sit back there. I mean, look at that. She's just got a small little chest protector, a mitt, and a helmet. And taking softballs coming in at close to 70 miles an hour. Have fun, kid. Much respect. And is the same for our umpiring crew. Jim Bertuzzi, long time ump behind the dish today. Red Higgins out at first base and Ron Burkhart at third. And they take a beating behind the dish as well. Couldn't have these games without him, though. Tip of the hat to you guys. And it is a full count.
Let's go, Libby, right here.
Here in the top of 4. 1 away for Bird. Gonna get something started for the Ducks. Already a strikeout. Ooh, that one lifted. But early on that one was Bird. Had plenty of pop behind it. So the count remains full. Bird's got power. 3 home runs this season, 13 ribbies. That's number 4 on the team with those 13 ribbies. Malin gets her looking. Another K for the true freshman. That is strikeout number 7. And the second one here in the inning. And the 3rd straight strikeout for Ruby Malin. You gotta love that reaction if you're a Husky fan. Yeah, Bird knew it. She got fooled on that one. This Ruby Malin is quickly earning a reputation as someone you do not want to face. Ruby Malin coming in just an amazing strikeout to walk ratio. 88 strikeouts, just 14 walks coming into this game. And she's got 7 Ks and no walks here today. Unbelievable. So now up to 95 strikeouts as a freshman to just 14 walks. So Kyla Morris trying to get bat on ball here against Malin. That one trickles off. And the count 1-2. So getting ahead of the batters again is Ruby Malin. So Ruby Malin, over the last few innings here, has struck out 7 of the last 12 batters. And with 2 outs, she's got a 1-2 count. Morris able to hold back, not that offering in the dirt. She struck out back in the 2nd inning. Center fielder with the quicks, trying to put bat on ball and find her way down to first. 71 pitches for Malin. That one put up the middle. Nice piece of hitting there with 2 strikes for Kyla Morris. So a runner aboard here with 2 away. She hit that one flush. So the 8-hitter coming around. Sixth hit of the evening for the Ducks. Actually put together more hits than Washington. 6 hits to the Huskies 5. But the Huskies have 3 home runs in this game. They got a 2-run home run from Maddie Husky. They got a solo shot near the left field pole from Olivia Johnson. And then Riley Holtorf, the shortstop, with a solo shot. Dead center field. A high moonshot way up in the air. And this one driven right to the center fielder, Jadelyn Alchin, who hauls in out number 3. So the Huskies maintain that 4-2 lead. Coming up next, Holtorf, who just hit that bomb. Along with shot back in the 2nd inning. A moonshot high into the night sky. That one getting beyond that center field fence. And showing the emotion. Her first home run of the season for the shortstop. And here she is. Up again here in a 2-run game. Holtorf puts that one in play. And gobbled up by Taya Bird for out number 1. First pitch swinging though. She had a first pitch home run and then the first pitch ground out, 5-3. Holtorf, just her 2nd career home run for the sophomore in that 2nd inning bomb. And another first pitch swing from Stewart. And Breedlove takes that one over to first for out number 2. 2 pitches, 2 outs. I believe you'd call that efficient. So the lineup turns over to Sammy Reynolds. Put a good swing in the 2nd inning. A line drive, but right to Hannah Delgado. Looks to slap on the first pitch. Takes a look at ball 1. Reynolds, a local product out of Snohomish, Washington, in her 5th year. Takes a look at strike 1. Grew up going to softball camps here at Washington. Said she always And a revered Heather Tarr. Loved to soak up everything she was teaching, but also a little bit intimidated of Heather Tarr. Who has been here 5 years. What a career she's put together. Really plays the game with a lot of joy. Heather Tarr, spotting Reynolds when she was just a youngster. She was ranked in the top 100 outfielders. There we go. Across the bag for Sinicki. Nice play to cut down the speedy Reynolds. So 3 up and 3 down. Your 2 daughters out here as it's the celebration with the alumni this weekend. Welcome.
Thank you. I know it's always fun to be out here for the first PAC game and packed house, alumni weekend. Pretty special.
30th year of Husky softball. And I'm so old, I remember the first year back in 1993. I got a lot of friends on that team.
You're not old.
There's the outfield wall, Danielle Laurie. The only jersey that has been retired on the wall. And then on the other side is the 2009 national champs. As Hannah Delgado into the box for the Ducks. So I got to tell you, I would love to hear your thoughts on this young freshman, Ruby Malin, already with 7 Ks in this game. And I mean, she looks like she's got #1 type stuff. What have you seen so far from Ruby?
Well, I mean, there's such a confidence piece that she brings, but I also think there's such a statement when you have a freshman that's kicking off the home opener against Oregon at home and she's getting the ball, right? So she's just been so fiery, so much fun to watch. And she really, to me, doesn't carry herself much like a freshman. And I think that because before you know it, your 4 years is up. So you want to be able to go in your freshman year and make an impact. But I think what's the craziest thing was when I was just taking Audrey to the bathroom and I was standing on the first base kind of up a little bit, and you're seeing the velocity. Like, you're seeing how hard she throws. Number one, I'm jealous of that because there's no way. I mean, I threw hard, but like her heat just kind of hits the mitt different. So yeah, I mean, bright future obviously for this young lady with.
Nice play there on the comeback, her quick reflexes. She's a good athlete too. She honestly reminds me of you, where when you could have been a hitter at a very high level, but you just were a dominant pitcher. But gosh, I see the way she moves. I'm like, wow, 6'1" out there in the circle. Watch this comeback.
Well, and have you seen her parents, her dad, and just, I mean, the gene pool is right.
Yeah, her dad, a football player at Nebraska. Her grandpa, a college football Hall of Famer and 2-time All-American at Nebraska. So, yeah, she's got some good genes.
She's built different.
Yeah, but built different too. You mentioned the mentality, and what set you apart from others was that competitive fire and that leadership piece of I will do anything to get this win and to win the game, anything. And I see a little bit of fire from her in her belly already as a true freshie.
And it's funny, probably about 2 weeks before the season was kicking off, she asked if we could go for coffee. And we went to Uville, her and I, and sat for like 90 minutes. And we just talked. And we had so much, obviously, to talk about. But I think what I loved the most was just how many questions she came with. She just was talking to me about my experience with Canada. And obviously, Lori Sipple was the assistant coach at Nebraska, but was also the head coach for Canada. She was recruited by Nebraska. Like, there was just so much in common in that conversation. But you would assume most 18-year-olds that are coming into this setting, meeting up with someone that's 35 years old that has experienced a lot in this game, would be intimidated, but she wasn't, and she has not been since she set foot on campus. She's used this as an opportunity to pick someone's brain who's been there and who's done that, and that to me is such a sign of someone that wants to be great, right? Like, you're not intimidated by people that have done great stuff. You want to figure out how I can do it too.
I'll put in play. Holtorf gets back to snag that one for out number 2. I mean, I'm intimidated by you every time.
No, stop
I'm
it.
just kidding. I have much respect, much reverence for you. I also would not want to take you in a boxing match. We've talked about that before.
No, that I don't think would be good for you. But we will call a game together on March 24th,
Yay!
Arizona.
I know, I'm so excited.
Washington.
Every time you get in the booth, I'm stoked. The
Yes.
experience, the knowledge, and all of that. I mean, that's amazing that Ruby Malin, the true freshman out of Nebraska, calls you and that you give her 90 minutes of your time. You're very busy, 2 young daughters, and flying all over the place, calling games for Pac-12 and ESPN, and of course winning the medal with Team Canada, and all the stuff that you have done. I mean, it's impressive, and growing the game.
Well, and that was a huge reason as to why I wanted to live here. I wanted to still be a part of this university some way or another. It impacted my life more than I think anyone may even have an idea. This Canadian kid, the opportunity for me to come and play at a school like this, but more importantly, like, there's no way I do it without an athletic scholarship. Like, that does not happen. So when I get this chance to set foot on campus and see how much that it truly changed my life, I'm like, I want my little girls to be able to come and be the bat girl. I mean, my daughter is the bat girl
Maddie
tonight.
is the bat girl. We haven't seen her
Yes.
out there in action yet. Haven't had a good shot.
But that's so important to me because I've said it multiple times, but I grew up following like a lot of male athletes,
Yep.
Michael Jordan, Derek Jeter, and I think it's so cool that my kids can look at all these different sports. We've been to hoops, we've been to volleyball, and they're at this anytime. My husband's taken me in the postseason when I'm gone calling games for ESPN. They're in the stands and they're watching. It's
I love
a
it.
huge part of our life.
I absolutely love that. And you're right. She's got the chance to look up to you as a dominant athlete, just like so many other Huskies and other kids around the nation was able to do. And, growing this game of softball, I'm so excited about the first Pac-12 tournament this
I
year.
know,
Going to be
I
down in
know.
Tucson, Arizona, May 10th through the 13th. What are your thoughts on the first ever Pac-12 tournament, Danielle?
It's about dang time, Elise.
This ball lifted, and that one's going to land out in the grass. Going for 2 is Bunker. Had the throw, but just pops out of Fiedler's glove. So a double from Bunker, the 5th-year senior out of Huntington Beach. 2 away, but now a runner in scoring position.
Well, it's about time that the tournament is coming into play, because I used to always remember around this time that I'd get jealous seeing the SEC and ACC playing in all these tournaments.
Yep.
And yeah, you don't want to play hardcore competition. Like, that was always the attitude. Pac-10 back when I was there was always so strenuous every weekend. Why do I want to play all these teams again? Well, everything is about RPI rankings. And if you can play these teams late in the season and you can make a good Pac-12 tournament push and say a team that has struggled wins it or something crazy happens, it only puts you in a better position in postseason. And that's what it's all about. So I'm excited for it, but I know these women are. This is a great opportunity for them to kind of feel a little bit of a postseason environment before the postseason and selection show Sunday kick off.
I couldn't agree more. I think the hype, the excitement, everything that goes with the tournament. I just got back from the basketball tournament. You were there too. You were inducted into the Pac-12 Hall of Fame. A wonderful ceremony and recognition at halftime with some of the all-time best athletes I've ever seen. Tournament, and to see all of the teams there in the same building and this hype and the atmosphere and just the excitement for women's basketball. I want that for softball. And this is that Pac-12 class
Aw.
I was talking about. Don't you look gorgeous in the And this is that Pac-12 class
Aw.
I was talking about. Don't you look gorgeous in the front row, Danielle
You know,
Lori.
I didn't know how I was going to feel about sports attire, but now that I'm seeing the vintage swag I'm wearing, I'm okay with it.
I think that is
Ja-
amazing. And
Janie
nice kicks,
Takeda,
too.
who played for Oregon, was there. Doza and I have a long history, so it was, with how busy our schedules are, it was the first time in years besides the World Series we're in the same place at the same time with our families. So we went to the Shark Museum with our kids together. I was like,
Oh,
wow, we
wow.
need to do this more.
That is amazing.
I know. We had a great time. What blew my mind was not only the athletic stature of these women and their accomplishments, but academically. We had a couple doctors in the mix, and I'm over here like with my sociology degree. How can I hang with these ladies? It was incredible.
I think the degree from UW is I don't think that's anything to scoff at. Soc
No.
or medicine. I agree. The medical degree, okay.
Doctor, sociology from UW. I'll take it.
Hey, man, you get that degree. That's a big deal.
Totally.
That is hilarious, though. Yeah, that was special. And so for the first time in softball, this ball driven. Oh, that's gone off the bat of Valerie Wong coming off the bench. And watch out, the Ducks in business. Valerie Wong getting it done, and we are all tied up. With the pitching change, Wong came on for the Ducks into the cleanup hitter spot, and that one out to the light pole here in left field. What'd you see on this one, Danielle?
Yeah, just too close with that 1-2 count. And all of these happen with 2 outs, and I feel like that's kind of been the trend of the game. Even with 2 outs, you've seen both teams just continuing to pour it on, and it goes back to that little play, the little bloop hit over third base. You make a clean throw to second. Kinsey Fiedler makes that tag. You're out of the inning. And it's just all these little things. I mean, it's opening weekend, so you can sit here and say, hey, at times they're going to make mistakes. But Washington's known for clean defense. And those little tiny things sometimes can end up being a big deal.
That is just a 3rd home run given up this season for Ruby Malin. But Wong, man, that was a no-doubter off the bat of the catcher, who came in off the bench, like I said, and that's her 3rd home run of the season.
And I think the biggest adjustment that Ruby's going to have to understand heading into pack play, that second, third time through the lineup is a game changer. And you can have success against these teams, especially as a freshman the first time through, right? Like, they have information on you as a pitcher, video, all that, but a live AB hits different than watching video and assuming hitting off a 70-mile-an-hour pitching machine that you're ready and adjusted. So when you get to that third at-bat, sometimes as a pitcher, it is so much more challenging for you. You got to kind of change your game plan up a little bit, pitch a little differently, because the velocity doesn't seem as hot that third time through.
Well, an 0-2 count here to KK Humphreys, who had that two RBI triple in the first, and gets her swinging. The 8th strikeout of the game for Ruby Malin, but not before damage is done. New ball game here in Seattle. We are all tied up at 4, but Klingler, Husky, and Fiedler coming up next. 2-3-4 for the Dogs. Hits in this game, but also striking out 8 times. But now the great Bailey Klingler stepping up here in the bottom of the 5th. Danielle Laurie joining me as one of the alums here, celebrating 30th year of Husky softball. Best player in those 30 years. Standing right next to me here, and Danielle Laurie. I tell you, Bailey Klingler last year winning the Triple Crown. I was in awe of some of the at-bats she put together. What did you see in that performance last year?
Man, she was a beast. You could not strike her out, and I just think her plate coverage and what she was able to do when she stepped in the box, but be on time with the change. She would be a hitter that like kind of reminds me a little bit of Caitlin Cochran, who played at Arizona State, who was always somebody that like we would just go at each other time and time again because we're not scared of each other. And that's what kind of how she sets the tone when she steps in the box. Her numbers were freaky last year.
Freaky.
I think she had 24 home runs.
Hit 425.
71 ribbies, if I stand
and
correct.
Struck out 6 times.
I know.
All year.
And you know that as a pitcher when you're in the circle, right? When you are facing a hitter like that has limited strikeouts, the mentality needs to be, I have to pitch to defense. I can't think about strikeout. And everything has to be so much more strategic. The counts, where runners are, and picking that apart. Because she's a hitter. If the game's on the line, Elise, I'm not pitching to Bailey Klingler, right? Like,
I wouldn't. Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, everybody tries to avoid her, but she's a bad ball hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, she goes out of the zone and drives it. I've seen some that are almost in the dirt that she'll just flick her wrist and it's out of the park. She's incredible.
And having a Maddie Husky behind her who had 15 home runs last year, who's doing pretty well kicking it off so far. Like, it's nice to know that you have someone who can truly have her back behind her. Because she is going to have to get those walks. People are going to walk Bailey Klingler.
Yep.
If you still were to ask me right now, would you rather face Bailey Klingler or Maddie Husky? I'm going to face Maddie Husky. So she's going to be put in these opportunities where they're going to pitch strategically around her. And
Well, in the first inning, Bailey Klingler got walked. And then Maddie Husky came up and hit a 2-run bomb. It was her 8th home run of the season. So she's got 8. Klingler only has 4 right now. I mean, only. She's got 4. But there is some production up and down this Husky lineup.
and it's
That
a
one
different
hits the outside edge. Nice pitch.
it's a different pressure. And I say that from someone that, and I mean, I don't want to sit up here and toot my horn, but winning the National Player of the Year my junior year, it was this weird pressure going into my senior year. Not that I felt that I needed to do it again, but you know it's
Yeah.
hard to repeat what you just did. And stats-wise across the board for Bailey Klingler, it's very hard to put up those
Almost
types
impossible.
of numbers. She
I
was a
mean-
top 3 candidate for National Player of the Year. Like, Jocelyn Allo, in my opinion, was the real deal and deserved that. But Bailey Klingler was solid candidate for that award as well. It's a different pressure going in, especially knowing that you get that 5th year too. Because I was sitting down there thinking, like, some of these athletes have been here for 5 years
Yeah.
under their belt. And can I get that back? I'd love to come back for my COVID year.
I think there's 11 teams in the Pac-12 that would say no, and then Heather Tarr would be like, oh, yes.
I'll do whatever they want me to do.
35-year-old Danielle Laurie. We'll take her.
Hey,
As you just won the bronze medal.
I can do. I
Closed
could do
it out for Team Canada in
Yeah.
the Olympics. That was amazing, by the way.
Yeah, I could still do it. I don't think I could give
I
4
don't think
years.
there's one doubt in my mind.
It's more so these women are younger and their bodies bounce back a lot quicker from workouts to back-to-back days. That's the only thing about getting old, at least. I'm feeling it.
You don't have to tell me, young lady. I remember you telling me the grind you were going through to get ready for the Olympics. Mad respect. I'm so glad that you got to close that out and win a medal at the Olympics for Team Canada. That's incredible.
And Coach Tarr there, Lance there with USA, Victoria Hayward, Jen Salling, Gabby Plain. Like, we just had so many Huskies. Ali Aguilar. Just goes to show how deep-rooted this program is and the athletes that they recruit and continue to help develop to put them in positions to get to wear their country across their chest. And that was the coolest thing for me. Like, besides obviously the grind and winning, it's like looking around and just mad respect for the people that are there with you that have put in that work and this program.
Yeah, you mentioned it. So many Huskies. And then, of course, Heather Tarr, the head coach of the U.S. national team now. She was an assistant at the Tokyo Olympics. I mean, that's incredible. Up here in the Pacific Northwest and able to recruit nationally. And certainly, you know, there's so many players that followed after you in that amazing national championship run in 2009 saying, I want to be Huskies. One of them, Taryn Avello, who was an outstanding pitcher for the Huskies. And then she gave way to Gabby Plain, who was here for 5 years. And now the next era begins. It's a good staff here, though. A lot of upperclassmen as well in support of Ruby Malin. But Ruby getting the start here today as a true freshie.
And I think it's about figuring out how to use that staff accordingly based on matchups because they all are so different. Lopez from the left side, very crafty, can spin it really well with the change, but Kelly Lynch has that true spin. Brooke Nelson, I mean, there's so many, but it's once you get to this point and you're in Pac-12 play and you're playing the same team 3 days in a row, you got to shake it up. You have to start to figure out different ways to use a pitching staff.
Yeah, Reagan Breedlove has come off the bench. Stevie Hansen got the start in the circle. Came in leading the nation with 11 wins, but she got pulled and Reagan Breedlove came in and Breedlove's been good. She's in a tough spot here though. 2 on board, 1-0 count, no outs. And Kinsey Fiedler there. Got a pinch runner down at second base. Megan Vandegrift, the 5'3", fifth-year senior, local product out of Buckley, Washington. Running the bases in scoring position, no out, so tie ball game here in the bottom of the fifth. Huskies trying to push one across. Fiedler going down. Trying to bunt that one, but now 1-2. She's going to have to swing away.
This is a situation here, Washington, none out. Like, Fiedler's job is to advance those runners and put 2 runners in scoring position here to pass the bat to Olivia Johnson. Ribby situation.
Fiedler drives it foul. Fiedler hitting that cleanup spot. She's actually earned more walks this year than anybody on the Husky roster. She's been walked 14 times, has struck out 8. So last year, her strikeout to walk ratio was in the opposite direction. And as a freshman, you see that a lot as you get used to the velocity and how teams are going to pitch you. But, I mean, you just look at the 5 tools she comes with, and Fiedler in a big spot here. You expect her to make contact and do something dangerous.
She was one of my favorite freshmen, I think, of all time coming in and just making such an impact on a program. Like, athletically, what she's able to do on defense is pretty crazy, but I just think her coming from the left side, she brings speed, obviously has power being in that 4 spot, but one of those true freshmen that got to play from the get, put in the work.
And she goes down swinging. Breedlove with a big strikeout to get out number 1. 2 walks coming back strong with a swinging K.
Kind of in the ladder. Velocity got her on that one. Little up speed with the hands. It's a good pitch.
Breedlove, a power pitcher, talking to Coach Melissa Lombardi of the Ducks. And now getting ahead of Olivia Johnson. So 1 away, 2 aboard for the Ducks. Tie game here in the bottom of the 5th. Olivia Johnson with that solo shot in the first inning. She can put a charge in it. One missing, and count evens.
Keep it 1-2, keep it.
You had to adjust from being a starter and being asked to throw more innings than anybody. As a Husky with Team Canada, you came in out of the bullpen. Had a different, what's the different mentality? For Breedlove coming in, she's done an excellent job out of the pen today.
You have to get to the place where the adrenaline's already provided. And that, I think, is something like mentally you have to deal with. When you start games, it's like, all right, we're going to get into the flow. I'm the one that's creating that energy for myself. But coming in late in games with a tight score, you already feel that your heart's racing a little bit quicker. So it's just learning to adjust to what that pressure feels like.
This ball put up the middle and through. This will plate Vandegrift. And the Huskies take the lead in the bottom of the 5th, 5-4. Olivia Johnson backing up her solo home run with an RBI single. Nice swing on that pitch from Ojo, as they call her. Big game for her.
That has to feel good for Fiedler, right? Like, that's how the game works. When you struggle or something happens or you strike out in a situation, teammate steps up and just completely has your back. Pitch on the inner half, just hits it right back up the middle, like the substitution for Bailey Klingler to bring in the pinch runner, just add a little bit of speed.
One thing about Olivia Johnson is she can sting it. And she makes contact, that ball, and it is driven. So a good clutch at bat from Olivia Johnson after the strikeout from Fiedler. And Lynch drives it foul down the right field line. A senior from Noonan, Georgia. A two-way player. Just glad to see her okay as she got subbed out in the first inning. And Silent Rain Espinoza took over at first base. Not sure if that was something that was predetermined or if it was just to give her a quick respite, but Lynch back out there and now a pinch runner. And this is one of the freshman stars in this class on the pinch run for the Huskies, Brooklyn Carter, a freshman out of Inglewood, California, Notre Dame High School. Already has 10 stolen bases. She's got quicks. But Maddie Husky standing on second. It's not as if she's gonna,
Yeah.
This is if Kelly Lynch puts one in the gap. She can definitely score from first.
I was looking at the Huskies stats when I was doing my prep work for the week, and I was looking at the stolen bases category, and I felt like it was way up for UW. I can't say we were all speed back in the day.
And it's a double play. The Ducks with their 9th DP of the season. That leads the Pac-12, and it came at an opportune time. It is 5-4. The Huskies. We are back. Compelling game here to start Pac-12 conference play. The rivalry on the line. Every team in the Pac-12 wants to start off with a win. And this game has been a good one. A one-run game here to the top of the 6th, and Ruby Malin getting the first home start of her career in the Pac-12 opener, and she's had some really good stuff. 8 strikeouts. Had given up the 2-run bomb in the top of the 5th to get this game all tied up. And Ruby Malin, you see the numbers, 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, 4 of those earned. And just a solo shot, excuse me, not a 2-run bomb for Ruby. And she's put together some really good stuff. Thanks to Danielle Laurie for joining us up here in the booth, just out here having fun with her family. And kind enough to stop on by. It was a pleasure having the legend drop by. The appeal down to the third base umpire, Ron Burkett, says she did not go. This is Kedri Lushar, the 5'6" sophomore out of Carson City, Nevada. Strike number 1. 2-1 count now for Lushar. Lushar, the pinch hitter, coming in for Ariel Carson. Gets a piece of that one. The count even at 2. Hitting .306. Looking for a first home run of the season. Gonna tie things up. And Milan getting another strikeout, her 9th of the game in her first ever Pac-12 contest. She's almost up to double-digit Ks. And that is the first out of the inning. Sid Stewart has done a nice job behind the plate. A 6'1" freshman thrown to a 6'1" freshman. Two really good athletes, the battery for the Huskies here today. And now it's Bird. That one up for ball one. Underneath that one for Bird. One away here in the top of the 6th. 1-1 count. Down 2-1. Bird, 18 starts in the 20 games this season for Oregon. Had a huge weekend down at the Campbell Cartier Classic. 3 multi-hit games. Hit 538. 7 of 13. And then a big 3-run home run at Loyola Marymount in the last game. That was their 3rd home run of the season. So Bird feeling pretty good about her swing in Marine Conference play. So 2-2. Stays alive. Ruby Malin was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Week earlier this season. The first freshman to throw a complete game, going all the way back to Gabby Plain in 2018. He was ranked as the number 13 prospect in the nation by Extra Innings Softball, and coming from Nebraska out to Seattle to play for the Huskies. That one up, and the count is full. She already has put together 5 games with double-digit strikeouts. That alone, 5 games with 10+ Ks, is top 10 in Washington history, and she's 1 away. And she gets number 10. The 6th time in this freshman season that she's had 10 or more strikeouts. And she goes back-to-back Ks here in the top of the 6th. That's impressive stuff from Ruby Malin. That one up in the zone to Morris, who had a single in her last at-bat. Good contact, sent it right up the middle. Boy, Malin with those double-digit strikeouts, incredible. And she is tied with Tia Bollinger for those 6 double-digit strikeout games, 9th all-time in Husky history, and this is her first ever start at home. I mean, that's mind-boggling to think about that. Tia Bollinger, one of those great Huskies on the 2003 team that will be honored over the weekend in the 30th anniversary of Husky softball. This program started back in 1993. Teresa Wilson A short time later, taking the squad to the national championship game. As Morris stays alive there, fouling that one off. But immediately, this Washington program became a player on the national scene of collegiate softball. And it has been that way for 30 years in a row. Ranked number 10 in the nation, entering this one against the top 21 Ducks. But from Teresa Wilson and then Heather Tarr taking over, now in her 19th season at Washington. The UW alum has been at UW for 24 of the 30 Washington softball seasons, led them to that 2009 national championship. And then look at that, think about the fact that the Huskies program started in 1993. And those early recruits, part of that team, Sarah Pickering, Tammy Storseth, Jen Klein. There were some absolute studs on that team. They made it to the College World Series in 96, 97, 98. Another K. You had to go down and play travel ball in the summertime down in Vancouver if you wanted to play softball at all, and you didn't have the ability to do that at your high school. So pretty amazing. Starting immediately with a lot of players from the state of California under Teresa Wilson. So bottom of the sixth, a one-run game. Washington leading 5-4. Reagan Breedlove, the 5'9" junior righty out of Shasta Lake, California, has come in relief and done a nice job. Alchin grounds out. Paige Sinicki has handled all of her opportunities, playing short for the Ducks.
At the plate for the Huskies. They just out number 3.
So Riley Holtorf coming to the plate, her third at-bat of the game. A solo shot and then grounded out to the third baseman. Oh, what a play! Bunker laying out to rob a hit away from Holtorf. First pitch swinging for her third at-bat in the row, and you know she thought that she was going to be at least with a single. That had some heat of it. That could have been extras. Look at this from Bunker. Quick reaction time, going to the dirt, and taking one away. What a play by one of the best second basemen in the game. Coach Lombardi telling me earlier this week that Bunker makes more plays where it's like, yep, that'll be caught. That's going to be an out. And so good defensively. Pac-12 all-defensive team 2 years in a row for Allie Bunker. And you saw why on that play. So 2 down. And the 9-hitter, Sid Stewart, up. Stewart 0 for 1. Walked in the second. Took a foul ball straight back off the face smack. Or off the face smack. Actually, that does make sense. Puts this one in play, but handled cleanly by Taya Bird. And that will end the Huskies in the 6th inning. 3 up and 3 down for Reagan Breedlove, who continues to pile up the outs. Sinicki Delgado McGowan up next.
For a Pac-12 student athlete, being a champion means excelling as student and athlete, combining the expectations of athletic excellence with the rigors of academic life. A champion understands that crossing color lines is infinitely more important than passing goal lines, and that promoting diversity and equal opportunity and human excellence is the whole point of winning trophies. This is the Pac-12. It's what makes us the Conference of Champions.
Welcome back in. We head to the top of the 7th inning. A 1-run lead for the Huskies and Ruby Malin. He's given up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, but 11 strikeouts for the true freshman. out of Omaha, Nebraska. That is her 6th game this season with double-digit Ks. That's already top 9 in the history of Husky softball. Looking to go to 10-0 this season. A perfect, sparkling 9-0 record on the line for Ruby Malin. Getting the start here today in the Pac-12 opener, the first time she's ever played in front of her home fans. And she has come through. Certainly not a perfect outing, but boy, you're talking about one of the top offenses in the nation with the Oregon Ducks, averaging close to 1.7 home runs per game. One of the best power lineups. Valerie Wong had the 2-run home run off of Malin. And Ruby has had a lot of success as well. So Paige Sinicki out ahead 2-0 in the count. Puts this one in play. Holtorf there, enough gun? No, Sinicki beats it out. The 9-hitter with her 2nd single of the day. Using those wheels. And remember the close plays now. The umpires, if it's a close play, can go to video review for the first time. There are cameras set up, not for the television broadcast, but only for the umpires to take a look at. They are static cameras that sit at the bases and will provide any necessary video replays for the first time. So a runner aboard, no outs, lead-off runner in a 1-run game here in the top of the 7th inning. Ducks need 1 to extend this one, or the Huskies will walk away with game 1 of this 3-game set. And there's a shot at the static cameras. Part of the improvements here in college softball 2023. In play, Klingler takes a look at second and then airmails it. An error, runners are gonna be at 2nd and 3rd, and now a misplay. Husky loses it. Play at the plate, gun down. Out number 1. Husky sticking with it and throws a strike to the freshman Stewart, who applies the tag. So Stewart handling the throw. This Husky defense normally tight. Might have avoided the tying run scoring with this throw. And now the play will be under video review. So if you're scoring this at home, E5 on Klingler. Airmailing the throw over to first base. There's a hot shot. Klingler off the wrong foot. Didn't have a lot of time getting away, and then right there, Madison Husky didn't field it cleanly, and so Stewart reaching out, applying the tag. Clearly touches her there. And so the review is in, and you can tell by the reaction of the crowd, if you can hear, that the play will stand. What a play. Maddie Husky is losing the grip of the softball here on a cold Friday night in March. And Bailey Klingler points out and says, thank you very much. That could have been the tying run crossing the plate for the Oregon Ducks. Instead, it is 1 out, but a runner in scoring position, and Tara McGowan up at the dish. Inside, ball 1. McGowan, a 2-hitter in this lineup, had a single back in the 3rd inning, 7 home runs. She could give the Ducks the lead with her 8th. Drives that one, and back to field it is Fiedler. Good read off the bat, and she gets back there easily to take away any chance from McGowan. So now 2 outs. Malin needs 1 more for the complete game victory and for the Huskies to go 1-0 in conference play. What a game this has been, back and forth. Really good plays on both sides, the Ducks and the Huskies, bringing it here in the conference opener. And the hardest out in the Oregon lineup is coming to the plate in Allie Bunker, who made the nice grab at second base defensively. And she will come up to the plate trying to extend this game. Runner in scoring position and 2 outs in the 7th. Bunker 2 for 3 in this game. Including a double in her last at-bat. She has put some good at-bats together and driven the ball against this freshman phenom, Ruby Malin. So good on good here. The freshman stepping off, going to the rosin bag. Facing a player 5 years older, the 5th-year senior Bunker. Starts her with the ball down low, 1-0. Bunker, all Pac-12 second team last year, first team all Pac-12 as a sophomore. Puts this one in play, right to Husky. And they will hold the runner at third as Husky throws a strike right to Stewart. That one almost had too much on it as it got to Husky quickly. And so Coach Lombardi given the hold sign. So now any base hit will score. 2 outs, runners will be going with anything in the air. And Valerie Wong, the senior, coming up last time with a 2-run home run. Strike 1. Wong hitting .320 this season. Coming off the bench. Smacking her 3rd home run of the season. This one driven. Holtorf back, can't get it, and it is the tying run. Play at third, safe. And so now, runners at second and third. So Wong coming through big time. Clutch piece of hitting for the senior. RBI single, and we are all knotted up at 5 in the top of the 7th. And the Ducks with a big opportunity here to take the lead. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. KK Humphreys, the junior out of Corona, California, stung one back in the first with a triple. Takes a hack at that one and strike one. As the rain begins. The rain had held off for this entire game about an hour before the game started. They pulled the tarp. Strike 2. Going upstairs and gets Humphreys to miss. Humphreys 1 for 3 today with that triple. That plated 2. Malin with 11 strikeouts in this game. And just getting a piece of that one to stay alive. The crowd here pulling out their rain gear, the Hardy fans in the Northwest. As this game now at 2 hours, 35 minutes here in the 40-degree weather. They're not going anywhere. Ruby Malin, you have to wonder how many times she's pitched in the rain. This is her first home game of the season. She's from Omaha, Nebraska, where you got to be tough to play in the weather, in the cold, in the snow, but the rain, and that one, a C&I single, gets through and plates 2 in between the 5-6 hole, and it is a 2 RBI double for KK Humphreys. Coming up clutch to give the Ducks a 2-run lead here in the top of the 7th. It's a 3-run inning for Oregon. So KK Humphreys with a couple of big hits for the Ducks. Back in the first, she had the 2 RBI triple, and this one, not as much power behind it, but getting it between the shortstop and third baseman in that 5-6 hole. And with 2 outs, everybody was running. And it is a 7-5 Oregon lead here in the top of the 7th. So Ariel Carson will head to the plate. A couple of home runs this season, 3 doubles, a triple. 5'6" senior hitting .340. Coming in with a runner in scoring position, trying to tack on one more. And the count 1-1. She's got 2 of the 11 strikeouts for the Ducks in this game, but they've pounded out 12 hits as well. That one in for strike 2. So the 1-2 count for Carlson. Got one up. Nice job by Stewart to get up there to snag that one. Puts this one in play, and it's another base hit. Husky gets it, but a run will score. Carlson adding on. 13 hits for the Oregon Ducks now. And it's 8-5. They have put together 4 runs here in the top of the 7th. They were down a run, and the Huskies a chance to close it out. And all of a sudden, the Duck Bats have got hot. A 3-run lead here in the top of the 7th inning. What a comeback for the Oregon Ducks. It started the leadoff single to shortstop from Sinicki. Delgado reached by an error. And a swing and a miss there from Bird. Bunker had a single to right field. Valerie Wong singled to left. Then Humphreys doubled through the left side for 2 ribbies. And then Carlson added on. This one put in play. Klingler there. And the 3rd out is made, but the Oregon Ducks coming up big. 4 runs plated in the top of the 7th to take a 3-run lead on the road in the Pac-12 opener. But 1, 2, 3 coming up for the Dogs.
There are many ways to become champions, but in the Pac-12, we understand most victories are celebrated in silence. A simple pat on the back without the
Huskies with 1 error. That was a throwing error from Bailey Klingler in that last inning, but it actually didn't cause any damage, as a runner was gunned out at the plate by Maddie Husky. It has been good swings, good line drive swings for the Ducks. And so now the Huskies are in a hole here on their home field in their home opener. And the first game of conference play. As Oregon, the 21st ranked team in the nation, taking command of this one. Huskies are 3 outs away. And 1, 2, 3 due up. Reagan Breedlove coming in at a 5'9" junior. And just keeping the Huskies off balance. But that one gets away from her, and Sammy Reynolds heads down to first. So the leadoff runner aboard. And now Bailey Klingler has been walked 2 times today. She is 1 for 1. Came in hitting .425, and that average only going up with the 1 hit and 1 at bat. So now up to .432 with 4 home runs. And Breedlove working ahead with strike 1. Reagan Breedlove coming in what I thought would be middle relief, but she's got that closer mentality. Lombardi, this one driven, and they say foul. Runners keep going. And it's interesting with video review now, because you see the runners continuing to go, And with video review, if this one is reversed, you had runners on the move, and that's what's going to be tricky. So Heather Tarr out to ask for clarification. Of course, if that ball hits any part of the white, it is a fair ball. This one driven. Bailey Klingler going opposite way. Oh, I can't really tell on that replay. That is a tough one to look at, but that is close. My other question is, I'd love to see the angle. And again, we are not on this broadcast. We don't have access to those static cameras. So they've got cameras set up that we cannot show you. So we are in the dark just like you. So the umps have a different angle of things than we do. And so Heather Tarr going back and will not challenge. So it's an 0-2 count to Bailey Klingler. Inches away from a base hit there. This one gets away and Reynolds will take off for second. Ball in the dirt. So that takes off the double play opportunity. And of course, Reynolds, the speedster in scoring position, she's got the wheels to score on most singles. But Klingler down in the count 1-2. He has only struck out one time all season. Drives this one off the bat of Breedlove. Bunker can't get to it on the deflection. That one a rocket shot off the bat of Klingler. And runners at the corners, down by 3, no outs. So the Huskies trying to rally, down by 3. The Ducks down by a run entering the 7th and plated 4. The Huskies need 3 to extend this game into extras, or 4 to walk it off. But Breedlove, what a job she's done in relief. 4 2/3 innings, and she's going to get a big cheer from her teammates on the pitching change here. Great job coming in from the pen. Got a new pitcher in the circle, though. Come on back. The Husky fans in attendance pulling out the rally flags here on the Pac-12 opener. Game 1 of a 3-game set. New pitcher in the circle for the Oregon Ducks, and strike 1 from Morgan Scott, the 5'7" senior. Long way from home, from Irmo, South Carolina, transferred in from UNC Greensboro. Coming off a season-high 8 Ks in 5 innings pitched against LMU. Only gave up 3 hits. She's the 2-time Southern Conference Pitcher of the Year. And pitched a ton last year. 249 innings, number 2 in the nation. This one driven into the hole. 1 run is in. Runners at first and second. Maddie Husky with the RBI single. It's a 2-run game. Runner in scoring position, Bailey Klingler moving up to second base on the hit from Husky.
At the plate for the Huskies.
And so the cleanup hitter, Kinsey Fiedler, coming up to the dish. Fiedler today 1 of 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Up high, ball 1. Morgan Scott throws the ball hard. And she's got a sharp break on her rise and curve. Throws in the upper 60s. Fiedler taking a deep breath here. 2 on, no outs. Drives this one. Is it gonna drop? No, what a play by Sinicki to get out there into no man's land and get out number 1. Sinicki's done a really nice job defensively today. She has made all the plays in her area. I thought this one for a second was gonna drop, and of course 2 defenders in the area. Bunker going down. And that ball, that's one that's a dangerous play where 3 different defenders making a beat on it, and it can have consequences if a collision is to occur, but the communication there enough, and Sinicki making that play. So now 1 away, runners at first and second. And Olivia Johnson, who had a solo home run in the first inning, and backed it up with another hit. A sophomore from Pearland, Texas. 2 for 3 today with 2 ribbies. That one up, and the count evens at 1. And they call her Ojo, and the Texas native hitting .262 this season with a couple of bombs. If you remember last year, she was absolutely red hot to start her career. Underneath this one, fouled away. So the count now 1-2 in favor of Morgan Scott. Johnson last year, that crazy start in her first at-bat as a collegian, hit a home run. Second at-bat, home run. Third at-bat, triple. Fourth at-bat, single. Reached base safely in 15 straight ABs. She's just looking for 1 right here. Fouls that one back to remain alive at 1-2. Duck defense has been good, limiting Washington to 8 hits today. Off speed missing, and it's 2-2. Heather Tarr meeting with Jim Pertuzzi, the home plate umpire. And a 2-2 count. And we are back after the discussion with home plate umpire, and strike 3. Scott gets Johnson on strikes. A swing and a miss for out number 2, and the Ducks are 1 out away from a victory here in Seattle. She went up, and Ojo could not catch up to the rise ball. And so Morgan Scott out of the bullpen, looking to close this one out. Just off the plate for ball 1. Kelly Lynch, the senior, 2 runners aboard, but 2 out. Swing and a miss. And had some heat behind it from Scott. Kelly Lynch hitting .375 coming into this game. Has not hit a home run yet. And takes a hack at that one and swings through it. The Huskies down to their final strike. Morgan Scott working fast now and working with some confidence. The third pitcher in the circle today for the Ducks. Lynch underneath it, and that is out number 3. Scott coming into the game and doing work, getting the save, and the Ducks get the win. Coming from down in this game, they trailed 5-4 entering the 7th inning and then plated 4. Banged out 13 hits today as part of those 8 runs. Washington had 8 hits.